My name is Nate Lyles and I'm with the American Safe Climbing Association. Today I'm going to show you how to place glue-in bolts for a rock climbing application. Glue-ins have become very popular with rebolters and developers in recent years due to their strength, longevity, and relative lack of maintenance. It's important that these bolts are placed carefully and with good craftsmanship to ensure that they will last. There's 5 distinct steps for placing a glue-in bolt. Selecting a location for the bolt and drilling the hole, cleaning the hole, applying adhesive, placing the bolt, and curing the adhesive before using the bolt. Here's a list of the tools and supplies you'll need to do the job. You will need to select bolts that are well suited for the rock type. In softer rock, a longer bolt will be preferred. You'll also need to make a choice around the type of material based around the local environment. For the vast majority of cliffs, this means stainless steel glue-in bolts, but in highly corrosive, like sea cliff type environments, titanium will need to be used. Ensure that you're using an appropriate adhesive. Typically, in rock climbing applications, we'll be using an epoxy or a vinyl ester. As you're selecting a location for your bolt, you need to check the quality of the rock. Make sure that you're not placing a bolt in a loose flake or block, or that there aren't any large voids underneath the surface of the rock. You can use this opportunity also to level out the surface where the eye of the bolt will rest. You should drill a hole that meets bolt manufacturer's specifications. One thing that's distinctly different about glue-in bolts is there may be multiple sizes of bit that are appropriate for the bolt you're using, but you should always refer to the manufacturer. An easy way to make sure that you have a consistent depth and you're not coming up short or drilling your holes too deep is to mark bits with tape. Once you're done drilling, you need to clean the hole before you can place a bolt. Alternate between blowing out the hole and brushing out the hole. A good rule of thumb is the 4x4 rule. 4 brush cycles and 4 blow cycles repeated 4 times. Before applying any adhesive into the hole, ensure that you have unexpired adhesive and that you have the correct mixing nozzle for the adhesive you are using. Discard the first few pumps of mixed adhesive into a trash bag until you get uniform color. You will need to repeat this anytime you change a nozzle or change a tube. Always ensure that you have this correct mixture and a uniform color. After you've determined that the glue is mixing correctly, put some in a separate bag that you will set aside to check for cure. Setting and curing times will depend on the temperature of the rock and the temperature of the adhesive. You can buy yourself a little bit of extra time in hot weather if you're using vinyl ester, which tends to set very quickly, if you keep the glue cooler. The issue with using vinyl ester in hot conditions is you will have very little time before the adhesive sets up in the nozzle between placing bolts. Start at the back of the hole and fill evenly from the bottom up to avoid air pockets. You'll want to fill the hole about 2/3 full to prevent excessive overflow when you place your bolt. If you're placing glue-in bolts in steep terrain, you'll either need to be using a bolt that has a mechanical fixing of some sort, or you'll have to temporarily tape the bolt until your adhesive sets. Every time you place a bolt, you should have a small amount of adhesive that ejects to the surface. After you're done placing your bolt, you want to wipe up this excess adhesive. After the bolts have been placed, do not allow climbers to climb on the root or load the bolts until they have reached full cure. This includes wave bolts. It's a common misconception that the mechanical fixing action of the bolt is enough to load. This should not be done until the bolt is fully cured. Refer to the manufacturer's table that comes with the adhesive to determine how long the bolt will take to cure. Record your placement date, glue batch number, and the name of the root that adhesive was used on. We have an adhesive anchor logging sheet available on our website you can use to record this information. This is valuable information to have in case there's ever any issue with a tube of adhesive. You know exactly where it has been used. Before you open the root to climbers, make sure that every bolt on it is inspected closely. Proper cleaning of holes and use of adhesive is critical for the long-term effectiveness of these bolts. For detailed instructions and a list of tools, visit our website, safeclimbing.org.